Everybody out there, this is Seto, and today for you guys we're going to be doing a deck profile that I have been actually wanting to do for some time, and that is my Odd Eyes Pendulum deck. Yes, that's an ultimate rare Odd Eyes and an ultimate rare Odd Eyes Vortex. This is one of those decks that I've wanted to profile for a long time. However, the issue was, which sometimes happen when deck building, it consistently got more and more support when I was trying to do play testing. I would do play testing, more support would get announced, and I'm like, back to the drawing board, or I moved on to another deck. It happens, but now we got some new support at the end of last year. No new support is on the horizon at the moment, so I think now is the time to do a deck profile. And probably after I do this deck profile, there'll be new support that comes out again. But this deck is a really fun deck to play. I really like it. I think that Arc 5 had a great beginning, not such a great ending, but I really like the character development they had with him. And just, I think he was one of, not my favorite antagonist, but I love his deck because of the ability to go for exceeds, fusions, and synchros, which I think is just a cool thing. I love that about pendulums, when you can go for multiple things. Shh. DDD deck profile is coming soon. Do not worry about that, ladies and gentlemen. That's why I said that. But let's continue onwards. So first off, we have 3 Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon. You can run whatever artwork you like. I love the original Ultimate Rare, but I do like the alternate artwork. It looks cool. And then I love the box artwork that came out with the structure deck a couple years ago. But you run them as a 3 of. Some people play around with the ratio. I've seen 1 of, I've seen 2 of, I've seen 3 of. And different builds of Odd Eyes run different ratios. I will be fully honest. No 2 Odd Eyes deck profiles are exactly the same. People run different techs and different options. It's as much diversity as I've seen when I try to build a Blue Eyes White Dragon deck profile. There's a lot of different builds out there. So if my build's different, if you are doing it to go for certain cards a different way, be my guest. But this is what I've been doing. I wanted to make it as pure as possible because I just like the mechanics. So that's just me. But 3 Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon. I really do love that ulti. That's why I even built the deck initially. 3 Odd Eyes Arc Pendulum Dragon. This is one of your main cards for the deck. You go for this one. This is a staple 3 of. People don't know how important this card is until they've played against the deck a couple times, because this card really does a lot for the deck. I'll be 100% honest. Some people still run Summoner Art in the deck so they can get to this card right away. That's up to you if you want to still run that. I decide not to go down that pathway. But this card is a staple 3 of in the deck. Very good card. Next up, we run the new card, Odd Eyes Revolutionary Dragon, which I'm going to read off this card to you a little bit. This is a staple card, 3 of. It's a, I guess you could say kind of like a searcher for the deck per se, but I'll read you the monster effect. Can't be normal summon or set, must be pendulum summoned from your hand, or special summon from your hand by attributing 3 dragon-type monsters, 1 fusion, 1 synchro, 1 XYZ. That happens, but this is what we care about here. You can discard this card and pay 500 life points. Add 1 level 8 or lower dragon pendulum monster from your deck to your hand. Gain attack and defense equal to half of that of your opponent's life points. Once per turn, you can pay half your life points, shuffle all other cards on the field and the graveyard into the deck. So this card is powerful, and its pendulum effect, if you guys don't know, you can't pendulum summon monsters except dragon monsters. This effect can't be negated. You can target 1 dragon, fusion, synchro, or exceed monster in your graveyard, destroy this card, and if you do, special summon it. This card is so useful, and that's why I read this card actually, even though it has a lot of effects, because of the different versatile issues. Be it the summoning, where it's a 12-star, be it its monster effect to discard and add things, be it its pendulum effect. I mean, the card's good. It's what made me want to go back and build this deck when I saw this card, and it's a great card. It's a staple 3 of, in my opinion, hands down. This card really helped this deck out a lot, I think, overall. Next, I run 2 Persona Dragon. Some people run Persona Dragon, some people do not. It's up to you. I will be fully honest about that. Some people like run it as a 1 of, 2 of. Some people don't run it anymore. It's a good 1 of, but I do also run, in addition to that, 1 Odd Eyes Phantom Dragon. These are cards, this card sometimes people run, sometimes people do not. Depending upon if you're familiar with the Odd Eyes deck, you may want to run different ratios. but that's up to you. I still like them in the deck overall. Next, I run one Performer Pile Odd Eyes Synchron, and one Performer Pile's Odd Eyes Dissolver. So what do these cards mainly do for you? Well, Performer Pile Odd Eyes Synchron is going to help you go for your synchro plays in the deck, which is nice. The fact that he's also a dark tuner, quote unquote, does mean that you can go for BLs, which is still a decent card even in 2021. Odd Eyes Dissolver is going to help you go for your fusions mainly, which is nice. So Odd Eyes Dissolver is a one-of as well. So these are just one-ofs to help you go for your synchro and your fusion plays. Next, we run some basic, I guess you could say, Pendulum Support. We run 3 Chronograph Sorcerer. Chronograph Sorcerer is a staple 3 of. People run different engines in this deck, I will be honest. I run the Gate 0 engine. Some people run the Magician engine in the deck still. I've seen a lot of different ways, pretty much after we've talked about those main cards there, that people run. People run different engines in their Odd Eyes deck. I decide to go with this engine, which is pretty much the Gate 0 engine, instead with a little bit of the Pendulum Magician, because this card's too good. So 3 Chronograph Sorcerer in the deck, as a 3 of, and we run 1 Timeless Magician, Time Gazer Magician, bleh. And also I run 1 Yang Zing Magician. Some people run this as a 2 of, that's fine. I like it as a 1 of. It's going to help you set up and to go into different monsters in your deck, preferably your Odd Eyes Rebellion and your Odd Eyes Rising Dragon. So this is in here to help make it more easier to go into these 2 guys. But you can run this at multiples if you wish. That is up to you. Next, I run 3 Supreme King Dragon Darkworm, which is a staple 3 of in this deck. Some people like running different ratios. That's up to you. But you know, we're also running, like I said, the Gate 0 package. So some people like 1 Gate 0. Some people like 2 Gate 0. I like 2 in case something happens. I have another one. But I mean, it's up to you to decide. Definitely, people run different ratios. Like I said, it's up to whatever they want. But 3 Darkworm and 2 Gate 0, that's what I've been running, and that's what's been working for me, and I've had no issues. So that's all I'll say about that. That's just a nice little engine to have. And like I said, if you run a different engine, be my guest. Spell cards, this is pretty much no debate. 1 Odd Eyes Fusion, great card, going to help you go into your Odd Eyes Vortex. But also in addition to that, that sometimes will lead into you going maybe for your Gatling, your Performer Pile Gatling, but mainly Odd Eyes Vortex, which is a great card still even today. Next we run 3 Spiral Flame Strike. I am so happy I picked this card up for cheap back in the day when this card, ages ago, because I was thinking about building the deck, and then I was like, it's came out of this bad set. I won't pick it up right now. But luckily, a friend of mine, I got them off a friend for cheap back in the day. They've gone up in price a little bit, which I was kind of surprised about. But 3 Spiral Flame Strike. This card is a staple 3 of in the deck. Very versatile card. If you guys don't know what this does, activate one of these effects. If you control an Odd Eyes monster card, target 1 card on the field, destroy it. That's pretty good. Number 2, add to your hand 1 Odd Eyes level 7 monster from your deck, or 1 face-up level 7 Odd Eyes Pendulum monster from your extra deck. That is good as well. So this card is so versatile in this deck, it's a staple 3 of in my humble estimation. And I love the artwork of that card too, by the way. 3 Sky Iris. Yeah, you've probably noticed I've blinged out this deck a little bit. If you haven't seen cards that are blinged out yet, that's because they haven't arrived in the mail, and I want to do the deck profile for you guys first. But I'm in the process of blinging out this deck. 3 Sky Iris. Card's amazing. I don't know what more to say about it. It really helps this Odd Eyes deck out so much. It's been around forever. It's a great card. Some people do run different ratios there of Sky Iris. I understand. Me, I like 3 of. Next, we run 2 Duelist Alliance. You don't need this as a 3 of. It's a staple 2 of, I feel like. Some people run Magician Pendulum if they're running more of the Magician engine. I just like the 2 Duelist Alliance. It's been working well so far. I'm sorry if I sound congested. Something's in my throat today. Next, I run 3 Performer Pile Popper-Upper. This is kind of like a draw engine card for the deck. It's a nice 3 of in this deck. Some people run it, some people don't. It just depends on your build of the deck. Me, I like it as a 3 of in the deck. It's a really nice card to have. And then 1 Dragon Shrine and 1 Foolish Burial and 1 Upstart Goblin. Upstart Goblin gives you a little bit more draw power. That's always welcomed. Foolish and Dragon Shrine. Some people run double Dragon Shrine and 1 Foolish, or they run just double Dragon Shrine. You can run either or. It doesn't matter. I prefer Foolish per se, just because. But because it can send pretty much any monster, not just a dragon. It sometimes comes into play, depending upon the variation of the deck. But this is pretty much in there to set up your Darkworm plays, etc. So that's that. Onto your extra deck, guys. We run 1 Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon and 1 Performer Pile Gatlin Ghoul, which is actually an underrated card, I feel like. But these are your 2 1-ofs you run in your fusion department. For your synchros, we run Supreme King Dragon Wing, the Clear Wing, and Odd Eyes Meteor Burst Dragon. As well as, like I was talking about earlier, your 1 BLs of the Diabolical Dragon, because the tuner is a dark. For your exceeds, we run 1 number 11 Big Eye, which comes into play, and your 1 Odd Eyes Absolute Dragon, which is nice. In addition to that, we run some, exceed pendulum monsters, Odd Eyes Raging Dragon and Odd Eyes Rebellion Dragon. Like I was talking about earlier, depending upon how many Yang Jing magicians you want to run, you can play around the ratio. This makes it easier to go into these. Then for your links, we run Nightmare Phoenix and Nightmare Unicorn. You can run Cerberus if you want. I just did not have the room. I also won 1 Selene, Queen of the Master Magicians. 1 IP Masquerena, which is really useful in this deck. 1 Blackluster Soldier, Chaos of the Beginning. You can run Access Code, Bull, Sword, whatever you want to in case. That's up to you. But I also run 1 Apollosa, the Bow of the Goddess, because it's very easy to go for this card, and it can be very powerful to help set up a negation board in this deck. So 1 Apollosa, I really like it in this version of the deck because of the ease you can go for it. So that is the extra deck, guys, in a nutshell. I hope you guys all enjoyed that. Like I said, this deck is really fun to play around with. It's one of those decks that I've like, oh, I want to build this, but new support kept coming out. And I'm so happy I got to profile it for you guys finally. And I hope you guys all enjoy this deck profile. Like I said, I don't do a lot of pendulum decks in this on the channel. Not because I don't like pendulums, but because there's only certain pendulum decks that I really, really enjoy. But I hope you guys enjoyed this one. And until next time, guys, take care. Have fun dueling. Good luck dueling. If you like this video, remember to give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below. Hope this video was helpful for you guys. I know I went fairly fast through it, but the deck's been around for a while. It's gotten recent support. Like I said, different people run different builds and different engines. This is what's been working for me. I did play test it online and in remote duels with my buddies and in real life a couple times over the past probably since Thanksgiving. And it's been doing pretty good. I don't know if you would take it to a regionals, but maybe a locals you could win with it, especially if people don't seem to know what to do against the deck a lot of the time. They don't understand the key cards, the key combos, and that gives you an advantage in a duel, I find, until they finally figure out how your deck functions. But hopefully this was all helpful, though, still. Till next time, take care, have fun dueling, good luck dueling to all of you, and I'll see all of you next time. Take care, everybody.